Hello everybody, and welcome back to Broden Plays Torment. I did end up going with the character that I had before, so I am the last cast off. I still have 10 intellect. I am mystical, because I feel like it would kind of betray the series if I chose all those questions, or the answers to those questions, and then decided, I'm gonna build my own character. So I decided that I would stick with the character that it gave me. So, Spectre. Everything about this spectral figure seems deep dreamlike. He is a hazy silhouette who seems to be made of blue glass smoke. He wears stylish, well-cut clothes. His handsome, bearded face seems hauntingly familiar. Though you've never seen him before, he breathes a sigh of relief when he sees you. No, he's not actually going to talk. We weren't sure that that would work. We pulled our strength and channeled it through me to reach you, to wake you up. He glances at the other figures here and frowns unhappily. It took more out of them than we thought. The other reflections, they're more like shadows now. Look, I'll bet you've got a lot of questions. This whole place is basically your mind. Your body's still out there in the real world, healing from that fall. You need to get out there and finish the process. It shouldn't be too hard. Before I met you, I felt like something was hunting me. You said I have to finish the process. What do you mean by that? Who are those other people? Okay, yeah, let's do the hunting thing first. He closes his eyes. That's a memory I don't want to recall. Large, black, furious, it's our death. It's the sorrow. He closes his eyes. I hope it's lost interest in you. If it finds us, we're done for. After you wake up from this dream state and attune to the tides, you'll need to find something called a resonance chamber. Your body should have landed somewhere near it. Just climb inside that and everything will be fine. What do you mean attuned to the tides? Tides are like a force, like gravity or magnetism or something. Except they respond to people's actions and perceptions. Your body, that is, your body in the real world, needs the tides to survive. It's not something you need to worry about. Your body will attune as it wakes up. What's a resonance chamber? I remember pieces about it, but not the whole. It's a crystal sarcophagus. I remember it having 5 mechanical arms around it and a metal ring set in the floor. I think we were aiming for it when we fell. When you open your eyes in the real world, it should be nearby. Who are those other people? You called them reflections. That's what they are. As I said, it's your mind. You'll find reflections of people you knew, people you met in the real world, and with whom you shared some kind of psychic connection. I don't know how or why, it just happens. If this place is my mind, why don't I remember any of this? Any of you? It's your mind, a construct built to, I don't know, share thoughts? Store your true self? Wait, you know how people say, in the first place? This is definitely the first place of your memory. Well, it was the first place for me anyway. You'd probably know better since it's yours. If you don't remember now, maybe it'll come to you later. Who are you? He pauses and looks down at himself, considering a long time before answering. I'm you. I'm a part of your mind. A splinter. I was waiting here for you. We called you, with the memories of the others who are here. I don't know what happened next. How do you know all of this? All that you're telling me? He throws up his hands in frustration. I'm just a part of you. I look at you and I know. This place was made for you. For us. And I remember pieces of knowledge that come to me when you ask your questions, but that's all. So how can I get back to the real world? There's a portal down there. It'll take you back to your body. Just step through it and the whole tides thing should take care of itself. When you wake up, find the resonance chamber and activate it. Then we can... What in the hells is that? That's an accurate representation of how okay. The sorrow is anchored to those reflections. It's devouring their power. We have to get rid of them. Destroy its anchors, or else the sorrow will erase us forever. Crisis initiated. Alright. A crisis begins when you enter into a dangerous situation. Crises are turn-based encounters where you can fight, speak, manipulate the environment, or talk your way out of trouble. Each turn you can take one action to attack or activate an ability. You can also make one move. The reflection near you. Kill it. You'll loosen the Sorrow's anchor. Use mouse to attack an enemy or move to a position. Try clicking the highlighted character name. Alright? Effort can be applied to attacks to increase your chances to hit. As with other tasks, each level of effort increases your chances by 20% at the cost of 1 point from a stat pool. Unarmed attacks use speed, but other weapons and abilities may use might or intellect instead. Well, yeah, let's use 3 here. Boom. Dusted. Get dusted, son. Sorrow's turn. What in the... It's escaping! It's going to hide inside of your mind. Now run! Get to the next one. I don't like that. You can sacrifice your action for the turn to double move instead of attacking. The movement preview line turns purple when over a position that requires a double move. Ah, okay, so that's purple. Okay, I get it. Can I do one of these? Like, onslaught? Out of range. Okay. What about if I move here, and then I onslaught? 50% chance. Let's do this one first. When you apply effort to an attack, it also increases the damage you deal. Different weapons and abilities gain different amounts of bonuses and damage from the effort. Nice. You should have run. Sorrow infection. What is it doing now? It's infecting it somehow. Spells are temporary conditions or status effects that can improve or reduce a character's stats. The Sorrow has just placed a fettle on the remaining reflection. You can't remove this fettle, but you may find a way to overcome it. What's that over there? Oh, what's this? Let's loot it. Shimmering Glass deals 13 physical damage and refills all users' stat points. Yeah. To activate an item, left-click on the item's icon in the bar above your portrait, then click on the character you want to target. Nice. We did it! We successed it! You pried it loose. That thing is a cancer, an infection. It's unstoppable, but you stopped it. He holds his head in his hands. I can't believe it found us. In here. He looks at you, terror in his eyes. That thing, the Sorrow, it's been hunting you. It's what killed you in the first place. It'll keep hunting you until you achieve the until you activate. Oh, so sorry. Until you activate the resonance chamber. I didn't remember until I saw it, but that's why the chamber is so important. You have to get back and activate the chamber before it's too late. The portal to your body is that shimmering dome there. Go, now. Right? First, let's take a look here. Inventory. Your inventory lets you view, equip, and manage items and equipment you find. It has a number of sections. The first is equipment. I'm not really gonna go into all of this with you. I'm just gonna read it, but to myself. You can read along if you want, or pause the video if you don't read as quickly as I do, but I am a really slow reader, so I'm sure you will. Ciphers. Alright. Cool. Alright. I enjoy this. Journal, area map, and polygon.
I'm ready.
We'll look at those later. Missing something? You can press tab to view all interactive characters and objects in the area. I think that's tab. Let's see.
Where did she fall from?
Yeah, it's tab.
Her body's smashed to talk. It's a wonder she's still breathing.
All I saw was the corona, not her origin point. But look, she's healing already. Spontaneous regeneration.
Oh, what was that? What did you do, Callistage? His tone has become accusatory, suspicious. You open your eyes. The first thing you notice is this man's kaleidoscope of tattoos writhing across his forearms. He wears a long, dark coat, belted at the waist, supplies filling his pockets. His boots are worn and stained with years of travel. You blame me? She emitted an internal physiological reaction in response to the fall, probably related to that fantastic healing process. Obviously. Allegern. These names are just terrible. Her voice rolls and hisses, and you have to rub your eyes to be sure that you're not seeing double. Faint echoes of her actions trail from her, each nearly mimicking her, though some act and react to stimuli that you can't perceive. I think it says supposed to say through. Her vivid hair and outrageous clothing remain constant through these shadows. Oh yes, it's obvious, Callistige. You're no ordinary mortal. We know that much. Start talking. His face is hard and set. Scan thoughts. She's the changing god. Callistage is deliberately blinding herself. But why? I'm no ordinary mortal. What do you mean? You really don't know? He cocks his head to the side. I'm starting to think you're not her. Starting to think? Allegern, tell me. Is it a novel experience? Scan thoughts. Allegern's being more paranoid than usual. How long must I put up with him? It's her face. I've never seen any other people rebuild themselves like that. Only the changing god could have healed so quickly. He sighs and rubs his face, trying to regain his composure. Maybe you could help me for a change. You know what this means to me? You're familiar with the word changing, Allegern. It implies inconstancy. Inconstancy. So inconsistency? Thus the changing god may well have changed. Several versions of her shrug, and she addresses you. You'll have to forgive him. He believes you're someone he once knew, even though it's painfully obvious to anyone that you are newly born. Her most solid self curtsies, while others bow or spin. I and my sisters am Callistage. This is Allegern. We are explorers, knowledge seekers. That's how we came to be in this room. If I'm not mistaken, you are what we call a cast-off. The changing god created you, body and mind. Your sire used your body for a time, then abandoned it for reasons of his own. When his mind departed for a new experience, you were born in his cast-off shelf. Who is the changing god? Ha! That's something coming from you. She gives him a sidelong glance. The changing god is your sire, dear. He discovered a path to immortality long ago, a means to transfer his self to a new body of his own creation. I don't think he would, however, that when he abandoned one body... I don't think he knew, however, that when he abandoned one body, another mind was birthed to fill the void. Oh, he knew all right. He eyes you up and down coldly. The only thing the changing god cares about is himself. He doesn't give a single thought to those he leaves behind. He sees us as experiments, not humans. If you know the changing god through my body, why do you keep referring to my sire as he? We know your creator through legend and research. He's taken the form of men, women, visitants, and other things. His form is fluid, as his name suggests, but the stories about the changing god always refer to him. That's sexist. It's easier, Alern shrugs. You are a woman. The changing god is himself. Alright. Are there other cast-offs? Dozens, hundreds, who can say? Your sire's been doing this for several centuries. Though, if all of them were born the way you claim to have been, it's a wonder any of them survive. So you say I was born when the changing god left, but why am I not dead? Good question. I used a cipher to slow your fall further, but the damage still would have killed an ordinary person. But think about it. If you're the kind of person who can make your body into anything you want, what do? If you've constructed bodies for centuries, you want to make each one better than the last. You want to live forever. You're not going to let your life end by accident. No. You'll make strong bodies, fast, powerful. Maybe throw in regeneration while you're at it. The changing god has always been vain. He rarely stays long in a shell that doesn't suit his self-image. She looks you up and down, her smile suddenly unnerving. Perhaps the changing god fled because he didn't want to wear those scars of yours. Do you know anything about the tides? I've heard that term before, a subject your sire studied in great depth. I'm afraid it isn't my field of inquiry. If the changing god abandoned my body, where is he now? If he abandoned your body, then his consciousness fled to another. He eyes you keenly. Oh, do stop! The look she gives Alagern is equally piercing, amplified by the withering glares of her sisters. If there's one thing we know about the changing god, dear, it's that he always has a contingency. This child was born here. The object of your obsession will have been reborn somewhere else. How can you be sure this body's a cast-off? You mean, aside from your miraculous reformation? For one thing, there's your tattoo. All cast-offs have one, though its purpose is beyond me. And then, of course, there's your delicious naivete. She could be faking it. You don't live hundreds of years without learning to lie convincingly. Oh, she sighs in exasperation and says to you, what do you think? Are you a newborn child, or are you powerful immortal, whom death has robbed of his memories? Fine, what do you think? And as I scan his thoughts, he says, this should be interesting. I think I'm going to do number 3. You obviously knew the changing god, Alagern. What do you think? Am I him? What the? Is this tide shifting? That is just the kind of question he would ask. He scrutinizes you in a way he hadn't before. You carry yourself with the same arrogance, that glint of knowing everything about our world and the worlds before it. Your personality, that's very much the same. If you're not him, you're his God's damn spitting image. He spits as if to emphasize the point. You'll have a lot to answer for from a lot of people. Fan thoughts, people like me. And what are you basing that conclusion on, Alagern? Your feelings? He looks away and his composure slips a little. Gods, you're so rancid sometimes. I want to ask about something else. Before I woke, I was in some kind of dreamlike labyrinth with a glowing specter. With how hard you hit the ground, I'm surprised that's all you saw. Alright. Can I ask you some more questions about this cast-off body? Certainly, dear. What was the blast of energy when I awoke? As I was telling my colleague, it was obviously a physiological reaction of some kind. I've never witnessed the birth of a cast-off, but yes, it could very well have been caused by your nascent consciousness. Don't worry, I don't believe it caused any real harm. Not to me, at least. Really? You've been more abrasive than ever since we came here. He shoots her a sidelong look. She just can't empathize with other people unless she's experimenting on them. Are you sure that surge didn't hurt you? If it did, it was damage in our minds. Though how you'd check if it carked her, I couldn't say. Though to find normalcy there. At least we know it didn't hurt Alagern. That skull's as thick as organic stone. I want to ask about something else. Why do you seem to hate the changing gods so much? That's actually a good question. His face is calm, but his voice is bitter and tired. You should know, shouldn't you? You've ruined lives, committed crimes, and now it seems like you've forgotten the harms you've engineered. You've left a trail of the dead and dying behind you. She and her echo share an expression that is equal parts amused and appalled. She's not the changing god, Alagern. If falling from the sky didn't kill me, is there anything that can? An excellent question. Having seen your regenerative abilities in action, I suspect they are primarily physical, a regrowth. If that's the case, you'd be unable to survive most varieties of psychic or molecular decomposition, disintegration, conflagration, so forth. Degenerative diseases could pose a problem, and I know of several entities capable of psychic destruction. As she speaks, a vision flares into your mind. It's not yours exactly. Somehow you know this is a memory of the changing gods. You are in a dark room, lit by a myriad of blinking lights and holograms from the many machines surrounding you. What about a body that can withstand the sorrow's attacks? It says a voice. It seems to be coming from one of the machines. No, you reply. The thing has no respect for barriers of any kind, physical, temporal, psychic. This is the only way. With a series of gestures, you bring up an image of a crystalline pod. If the resonance chamber works, it will give us the power to stop the sorrows once and for all. We just need the right focal point, a catalyst. Murray fades. Alestige is still talking. You realize that the device you saw in the memory is identical to the one behind you now. It looks just like the Spectre had described it. A transparent sarcophagus inside a crystalline dome, with mechanical arms arrayed around it on a metal ring. Unfortunately, the dome is shadowed and the sarcophagus is cracked, and one of the arms is in pieces on the floor. Whatever its function, it clearly needs repair. Or flesh-eating viruses. One presumes disfigurement by the iron wind would likewise be devastating enough to. I think she gets the point, Alestige. How about this? I saw a vision of myself in another time and place just now. You didn't see it too, did you? I saw you stare into space while this person graphically described all the ways you can die, but that's about it. I only noticed because I did the same thing. Do either of you know anything about the sorrow? I've had my share of sorrows, but never the sorrow. What's that? A disease? Her mouth compresses in tight line. I know nothing about it. Right? Do either of you know how to fix that crystal
I'll remember
chamber?
that.
Huh? Remember that. Chuckles, then firm and certain, he says, not likely. Though it might not be impossible, you need people with the appropriate knowledge. I'm sure the cult of the changing god will hold the answer. Her distaste is evident in the expressions of her echoes, although the face of the one in the lead remains carefully impassive. You turn to the insane to help a newborn. Where's your judgment, Alagern? I would take her to the Order of Truth. The Order of Truth? Are you mad? They would sooner take us apart. That actually, right there, is going to be the end of this. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please click the like button. It helps out a great deal. And I will see you next time. I love leaving you guys on cliffhangers. It makes sure that you might actually check out my next video. Goodbye.